taken. This presentation describes the real meaning of God Ganesha in Hindu religion. Presentation prepared by Shripad Dixit. In Vedic period, ca 1500 to 1000 BCE, even though there is a reference of Isha of Gana, that is Ganesha, nowhere Ganesha is associated with elephant-headed god or son of Shiva and Parvati. Some of the references are taken from Srimata Amritanandamri devised literature.
The Rigveda 2.23.1 has a reference of Ganesha, but it is nowhere mentioned that Ganesha is an elephant god. Om Gananantva Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunvanuntibi Sidasadanam Om Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. English translation: May we worship Ganapati, the protector of noble people, the best poet, the most honorable, the greatest ruler, and the treasurer of all knowledge. O Ganapati, please listen to us and take your seat in our heart.
Let's go through the mythological story of Ganesha. Parvati wanted to take a bath, and as she didn't want to be disturbed, so, taking the turmeric paste for bathing from her body, some story says dirt from the body, and breathing life into it, she created Ganesha, declaring him to be her own loyal son. The next time Parvati wished to bathe, she posted Ganesha on guard duty at the dot. Ganesha do not know Lord Shiva is his father. Shiva also don't know Ganesha is his son, created by his wife Parvati. In due course, Shiv came home only to find this strange boy telling him he couldn't enter his own house. Furious, Shiva ordered his army to destroy the boy, but they all failed. Such power did Ganesha possess, being the son of Devi herself. This surprised Shiva. Seeing that this was no ordinary boy, a usually peaceful Shiva decided he would have to fight him, and in his divine fury severed Ganesha's head, killing him instantly. When Parvati learned of this, she was so enraged and insulted that she decided to destroy the entire creation. Lord Brahma, being the creator, naturally had his issues with this and pleaded that she reconsider her drastic plan. She said she would, but only if two conditions were met: 1. That Ganesha be brought back to life, and 2. That he be forever worshipped before all the other gods. Shiv, having cooled down by this time and realizing his mistake, agreed to Parvati's conditions. He sent Brahma out with orders to bring back the head of the first creature he crosses, that is laying with its head facing north. Brahma soon returned with the head of a strong and powerful elephant, which Shiva placed onto Ganesha's body, breathing new life into him. He declared Ganesha to be his own son as well, and gave him the status of being foremost among the gods and leader of all the Ganas classes of beings, Ganapati. Now let's ask logical questions on mythological story. Question 1. Why did Parvati create Ganesha just before going to bath and not any other time? Question 2. Why did Parvati made Ganesha from her body's turmeric paste and not from any other thing like sand or mud outside her house? Question 3. Why did Parvati not trust Lord Shiva and trusted Ganesha while bathing? After all, Shiva was her husband. Question 4. Why Ganesha and Shiva did not recognize each other? Question 5. How come God's God Devanke Dev Mahadev did not recognize Ganesha is his son? Question 6. Did Parvati not tell Ganesha not to argue with Shiva, his father? Question 7. How can God kill a small kid even if he is stubborn and don't listen to God? Question 8. Now Parvati becomes selfish. She want to destroy the whole universe for a turmeric made son just few hours ago. Question 9. Why did Parvati ask to worship Ganesha before any worship? Question 10. Why did Shiva choose elephant head and not any other head? Can a heavy weight, bigger in diameter head fits on small kids' low weight, small shoulders? Question 11. How rat can carry weight of elephant-headed human body? Now let's see spiritual answers to logical questions of mythological story. First of all, we have to understand that, like most other religions, Hinduism gives all the freedom to think, interpret, analyze the meaning of every aspect of life. If we refer the things as is may not be understood by unaware mind, so Hinduism has linked science with symbols for ease of understandings for common man. Lot of things in Hinduism are symbolic and we get bigger picture only when we awaken our minds spiritually. So let's see the answer of each question.
Spiritual answers to logical questions. Question 1. Why did Parvati create Ganesha just before going to bath and not at any other time? Answer 1. Here Parvati is self. Parvati is a form of Devi, the Parashakti supreme energy. In the human body, she resides in the Mooladhara chakra as the Kundalini Shakti. It is said that when we purify ourselves, ridding ourselves of the impurities that bind us, then the Lord automatically comes. This is why Shiva, the Supreme Lord, came unannounced as Parvati was bathing. Question 2. Why did Parvati made Ganesha from her body's turmeric paste and not from any other thing like sand or mud outside her house? Answer 2. Parvati took the turmeric paste from her own body and with it created Ganesha. Yellow is the color associated with the Mooladhara chakra, where the Kundalini resides, and Ganesha is the deity who guards this chakra. Devi needed to create Ganesha, who represents the earth-bound awareness, as a shield to protect the divine secret from unripe minds. It is when this awareness begins to turn away from things of the world and towards the divine, as Nandi had, that the great secret is revealed. Question 3. Why did Parvati not trust Lord Shiva and trusted Ganesha while bathing? After all, Shiva was her husband. Answer 3. Shiva is the Lord and Supreme Teacher. Ganesha here represents the ego-bound Jiva. When the Lord comes, the Jiva, surrounded as it is with the murky cloud of ego, usually does not recognize him. and maybe even ends up arguing or fighting with him. Question 4. Why Ganesha and Shiva did not recognize each other? Answer 4. It is the duty of the Lord, in the form of the Guru, to cut off the head of our ego. So powerful is this ego. However, at first, the Guru's instructions may not work, as Shiva's armies fail to subdue Ganesha. It often requires a tougher approach, but eventually, the compassionate Guru, in his wisdom, finds a way.
Question 5. How come God's God, Devon ke Dev Mahadev, did not recognize Ganesha as his son? Answer 5. Yes, Guru always knows about condition of one's mind. So Lord Shiva knew the ego of Jiva, that is Parvati. That's why he came to kill the ego. Question 6. Did Parvati not tell Ganesha not to argue with Shiva, his father? Answer 6. Ego is Jiva, self, is so powerful that it does not recognize any relation of Lord or guide. Question 7. How can God kill a small kid even if he is stubborn? Answer 7. God knows that this kid is nothing but an ego. God wanted to purify Parvati by killing the ego made up of her mind's dirt. Parvati created Ganesha before bath. Question 8. Now Parvati becomes selfish. She wants to destroy the whole universe for a turmeric medicine just few hours ago. Answer 8. This indicates that when the ego thus dies, the liberated jiva loses interest in its temporary physical vehicle, the body, and begins to merge into the Supreme. The physical world is here represented by Devi. Thus, impermanent and changeable creation is a form of Devi, to which this body belongs. The unchanging Absolute is Shiva, to which belongs the soul. When the ego dies, the external world, which depends on the ego for its existence, disappears along with it. It is said that if we want to know the secrets of this world, which is manifestation of Devi, then we must first receive the blessings of Ganesha. Question 9. Why did Parvati ask to worship Ganesha before any worship? You have to worship the ego, leave aside ego before entering into the peaceful bliss of God. Now the interesting question is, why did Shiva choose elephant head and not any other head? Can a heavyweight, big in diameter head fits on small kid's low weight, small shoulder? Answer 10. Shiva restoring life to Ganesha and replacing his head with an elephant's head means that before we can leave the body, the Lord first replaces our small ego with a big or universal ego. This doesn't mean that we become more egoist. On the contrary, we no longer identify with the limited individual self, but rather with the large universal self. In this way, our life is renewed, becoming one that can truly benefit creation. It is, however, only a functional ego, like the one Krishna and Buddha kept. It is like a thin string tying the liberated conscious to our world solely for our benefit. Now, why elephant head? Because though so big, elephant eats only grass or minimum natural resources without harming anyone. Elephant can create the path for you by its long trunk. Even though powerful, elephant is very peaceful. Elephant has large ears which symbolizes listen more. Question 11. How can a rat carry weight of elephant headed human body? Answer 11. This indicates that even a small entity can show a path to big entity. Elephant can't see properly in the night. Rat can see better during night. This means that rat, even though small, can show a path to big elephant in dark. Vahan means vehicle. Question 12. What is Ganesh? That is Ganesh. Answer 12. Ganesha is given dominion over the Ganas, which is a general term denoting all classes of beings, ranging from insects, animals, and humans to the subtle and celestial beings. These various beings all contribute to the government of the creation. Everything from natural forces like storms and earthquakes to the elemental qualities like fire and water to functioning of body's organs and processes. If we don't honor the Ganas, then our every action is a form of theory, as it is unsanctioned. Therefore, instead of propitiating each Gana in order to receive their blessings, we bow to their Lord Sri Ganesha. By receiving his grace, we receive the grace of all. He removes any potential obstacles and enables our endeavors to succeed. Last question. Do we need to worship Ganesha before any other god as demanded by Parvati? Answer. Answer is yes. We do it even today. We offer coconut and worship betel nut before we worship any god. Once outer shell of coconut is cracked, inside is water, that's a purity. Tough nut betel, symbol of ego, is worshipped first to attain in the purity. Once our mind becomes pure, we are eligible for worshipping the God.